Alrighty, just wanted to make a quick video. I see this question a lot. Admittedly, when I first started playing the car mechanic simulator games, I had trouble understanding this myself. So I just wanted to do a quick video kind of explaining it. I'm sure there's other videos out there, but figure what the hell, make my own. And that is how to use the engine hoist or the crane, whatever you want to call it. And also how to use the engine stand. Um, Both can be kind of confusing when you first start playing this game. I have seen a lot of questions about it, so I just wanted to do a quick video kind of going over how each item is used. We'll start out with the engine crane. And just so you know, I'm on PS4. Xbox should be about the same. It's been a while since I played any of these games on PC, so I don't really know about PC. But anyway, we're just going to select put a little engine hoist over here by the car that we're going to be working on. Before you can pull a motor using this, you actually have to go and usually on most cars all you'll need to remove is the transmission. So you have to come and you'll have to remove the drive shaft, the starter, and the transmission. And then every now and then you might have to remove an exhaust piece, but on this particular car you do not. So as you can see, I've already done those things. I've also drained the oil, which usually you have to do. Alright, so once we've got our transmission and drive shaft and everything off, we've got our oil drained, we're pretty much ready to go and remove this motor. Alright, so before I remove it, another thing I want to talk about real quick is right here. Alright, every car, when you first get it, has a motor already tied to the car. So, for example, this one came equipped with the V8 2-carb overhead valve supercharged motor in it. And if you look down there in the bottom left corner, you can see swap options. Now, these swap options tell you what other motors can be put into this car. And sadly, you have to have this unlocked to do an engine swap. Because basically, if I go ahead and pull this engine all the way down to the block, and I pull the block, when I start rebuilding the motor, it's still just going to rebuild this motor. There's no way around it. This particular motor is tied in with this car, and the only way to change that is to pull and then reinsert another motor using the engine crane, if that makes sense. So what we'll go ahead and do is we're going to pull this out. We're ready to pull this one out now. Alright, so it is out. And if you look up in the top corner there, it still says that it's equipped with the V8 2-carb overhead valve supercharge. Alright. Then to put a different motor in it, all you're going to do is go to install, and as long as you have a motor on you that is a swap option for that vehicle, then you can put it in there. So we're going to put this one in here. Bam, she's in there. Now if you look in the top right corner, it says that it's a V8 overhead valve 6-pack. And if I go to remove it, it is still the V8 overhead valve 6-pack. So if I go in right here and go to part mount, it's going to want to start, now if I start building this motor right here, it's going to be the 6-pack, because that is now what is tied to this chassis. Alright, so that kind of explains the crane itself a little bit. Let's see. Now the supercharged motor is back in and tied to that one now. Anyway, this one right here is probably gets the most questions on it. The engine stand. A lot of people get really confused on how to use this thing, and it's very understandable because it can be really confusing at times. If you have a motor on you that you want to work on, it's pretty straightforward. You install engine on stand, pop it on there, there you go. It's ready to work on. You know, you can select it, you can spin it around, you know, part mount, you know, part remove, all that. So I don't think that's where people get confused when they use this. Where they get confused is when it's time to make a new motor. What you're going to do to make a new motor, you're going to go to create a new engine. Now you have to select the engine from this big old line of motors here. I'm trying to remember which one I got the parts for in my inventory right now. God, I wish I knew. I really think it's this one. We'll try it. We'll see. Alright, so once you select the motor that you want to build, there's nothing here. And that's where people get confused, because they're like, you know, I've selected the motor and it's not there. It's not there because you have to build it. So if you see this outline right here, this is the outline of the motor that you just selected. So you're just going to hit X on it or whatever. Then you're going to come to part mount. This is where you can start building out the motor that you have selected. So you'll go here, select your block, you know, crank, camshaft. See what I mean? See, I don't have all new parts for this, but that's how you build a new motor. And then once you get it all built, all you would do is pull it off the stand, and then you're free to put it in something if you got something to go in. Let's see, it's listed in my inventory now as the V8 overhead valve, even though it's not even complete, but it is listed there. That's really all I got for this video. I just wanted to make a quick little video kind of explaining those few things that I think a lot of people get confused on when it comes to using the engine stand and the engine lift in this game. Well, that's really all I got. You guys take it easy.